But that 100% is a shot call, as a fact.
As a fact, that is 100% a shot caller, says Ludwig. It's the extent that he went for no reason. You shouldn't take such a hard stance. Second, the taped photo is doctored, dude. You fell for misinfo. I saw that he said, like, I wouldn't even go to this guy's funeral or something on Hassan. Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Oh my. Denims is having an absolute meltdown over Ludwig not completely glazing Hassan to the detriment of his own career. It's like she expects the guy to go down with the ship and tank his career over a man he isn't even friends with. This all stems from Ludwig saying he 100% thinks Hassan was using a shot caller. And even though he recently made corrections to that statement after receiving pictures post-stream, this just isn't good enough for Denims. As a loyal Hassan orbiter herself, she demands nothing less than complete glazing of her juicer.
Pull. Okay, here we go. This is what I saw making the rounds on Twitter.
Do I think Hassan shocks his dog? I have no fucking clue. I think he lied about having a shot caller. I think he 100% had a shot caller based off what's on my For You page. Maybe I'm getting psyoped. He's adamant that he hasn't shocked her. But that 100% is a shot caller, as a fact.
As a fact, that is 100% a shot caller, says Ludwig.
I feel like that shit is 100% a shot caller. But I got no clue.
But I got no clue.
And I think when you come in and you say, oh no, you're going to get the Hassan call now, I think like you are like genuinely pathetic. Like you are still pretending to live in a universe where it is.
It's funny that he tried, like he realized he's getting flack for this. So he decided to like pull back and say, but also the people who are still typing hashtag free Kaya are really cringe.
Like brave to speak out against Hassan as if that is not like the popular side to be on. It truly, I think, is pathetic, right? Like there are people who still consume drama videos who are mogul male enjoyers who will then, you know, come in and try to goad me into it. But it's just not something I'm interested in participating. Like I am, and it's not fear. It's not because I was told not to. It is because I have always said that I don't like this type of content. And I got lost in the sauce because I got addicted to the views, the grind, the money. And I don't need to do that.
Translation. I was happy to talk about this stuff when it was actively benefiting me more than it was hurting me. And then once I started getting flack for having a spine, I decided I didn't want to do that anymore and pulled a moist critical and said, actually, I'm not going to talk about drama. I already got my bag. I'm good. Thanks.
And so I shouldn't do that. I should actually put my content where my values lie, which is.
Sorry, am I allowed to have the position that like this is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen, like from Ludwig? And it's not the fact that he has a position against Hassan. It's not, and it's mostly the way that he did it. It's also the timing that he did it, but it's the extent that he went for no reason. Because the correct play, this is my humble opinion, I don't know. You shouldn't take such a hard stance. You just shouldn't take such an insane hard stance. It's way more effective, in my opinion, to just not comment. Because then you don't get caught up in the drama at all. If you don't go against him or for him or toward him, guess what? You don't have to deal with anything.
In making things that I'm proud of. Now, that's not to say that I'm not going to talk about things that I think are serious situations that I might have insight on. I talked about.
I get the position. Like, I hate doing this thing where I am charitable and then no one actually ever sees the charitable part of the stream. People only see like the clip chin part of the stream, but whatever I do, I'm going to do it anyways because I'm soy. I know I'm probably getting fed edited clips, but it's not true. And I'm not sure, but it's 100% a caller. That's a fact. How does he take himself seriously? Yeah. In the same stream, he talks about why he stopped Mogul Mail, and it's because he was covering drama without all the facts, and then literally proceeds to talk about Hassan drama and then admitting he doesn't have all the facts.
I'm sitting here asking myself, why is this total airhead getting so worked up about Ludwig's definitiveness? Because, after all, she isn't beyond making definitive statements about things she doesn't know anything about herself. I mean, do you guys remember her comments on the pictures of the collar being taped?
Explain taping of the collar. Explain Hassan denying it having shock capabilities. How about you explain... I was going to say these nuts on your chin, but that's not fair. Let me address the point first and then say explain these nuts on your chin. First of all, how about you explain the fact that when you reach out to the educator collars people and ask them if you can remove the shock capabilities to turn it into a vibrating collar, they say no. This person says, hey, I want to convert it into a vibrating one. Is it possible? If not, are there any other receivers, collars that can? I'm in between. I may or may not need the contact points depending on Mandy's future behavior. I was wondering if those threaded bolts are removable. And this person from Educator Collar website says, hey, I'd be happy to help you. Unfortunately, standard collar receiver you have, those threaded bolts can't be removed. We do have pager-only collar receiver, in which I can link below with a discount code. Let me know if you have any questions. So first of all, the product can't be turned into a vibrating collar, for starters. Second, the taped photo is doctored, dude. You fell for misinfo. Congratulations, bro. This image, you can clearly see the tape. The tape image is a doctored photo. I took this from the VOD directly. And when you look at the artifacting on these photos, it's very obviously a Photoshop job. Like, you literally fell for misinfo. Congrats.
Yeah. Like, at least Ludwig made clarifying statements right after saying he had no clue. But not photo manipulation expert Denims. She wants to talk to us about the artifacting on this photo and how it proves it's 100% doctored and fake. Never mind the fact that literally anyone could grab a screenshot of his VOD and see it for themselves. I gotta say, it really shouldn't be that hard for Professor Denims to see that faking a friendship with Hassan at this point is just a bad business move. There is just literally no benefit to it. It actually only hurts Ludwig being affiliated with Hassan in any form at all. But that won't stop Hassan's community from brigading the hell out of him till he bends the knee. Which is essentially what he did the next day. Going on to talk about how the pictures he received from Hassan or his community right after his stream and how this changed his opinion on things.
So anyway, that basically I had a clip go viral from the whole conversation, and it was about Hassan, where I said that dog 100% has a shock collar. Follow up, maybe, I think, I'm not sure, I might have gotten psyoped. That was the clip, which, you know, that's on me. I speak quite outlandishly. I speak quite hyperbolically. And you know, I was feeling real good about myself for getting through the mogul mail conversation, and then instantly got baited. But that is the game that we play. The game that we play is try not to get baited. Because the one thing I'm trying to do is, over anything else, and I want to, you know, I haven't been able to do this for that long, but just genuinely speak honestly. Like, usually I just try to avoid some shit. Eventually all shit subsides, just focus on making content, whatever. But I want to make sure if I know something, speak honestly. After my stream, I got close-up pictures of the shock collar on my mother's life. I didn't see prongs. I'm pretty sure it's a vibrate collar. So maybe I should have said 99% sure instead of 100. I'm not making any other comments about whether he has a shock collar, has shocked her, whatever. I never made a comment saying he shocked her to begin with, but I just genuinely saw a picture of it after. It did have tape, and the tape was, I think it was covering or had his phone number on it or some shit. That's what the tape was. I think it was like covering a written. And I saw pictures on my mother's life. I saw a picture of it. Perhaps he went out and bought one. And this was a ruse to fool me, perhaps. Stop farming it. I'm not farming it, but like, I genuinely saw it. So it's like, am I supposed to sit here and not say I saw it? Because I saw this after I did the stream. Should I lie? Should I lie and say I didn't? I don't love this shit, bro. I'm just genuinely sitting here as a human. I saw it with my own eyes. And I went on live saying that it was a shock collar. So now I'm saying I saw it with my own eyes. Show the picture. That's on Hassan. He should show it.
First of all, I think he's handled this horribly. He took like a day to show the collar. When he showed the collar, he was showing it like it was a condom, and his mom was in the room. He was like covering it. It was very weird. Like, this is not I don't give a shit. This ain't on me. It's on him. I'm just saying I saw it. Don't ask me to show it. I don't give a I do not care in any way, shape, or form. That is on him. I did not get a boss call. I've not talked to Hassan. I don't think he's trying to, candidly, but...
Weird. I wonder why Denims never made corrective statements regarding her just being blatantly wrong about the taped up collar photo being 100% doctored. I think we all know why. But it's not like this statement from Ludwig is even going to make his orbiters like Denims happy and get off Ludwig's back. In fact, this is sure to do just the opposite. Cause now he's pissed off the Hassan crew and the people that are against him as well. He's actually sure to please nobody with these statements, which goes against everything Denims is saying. I personally think his statements correcting himself and saying it probably wasn't a shock collar is pretty stupid, because we can all just see that it clearly is. The prongs can be easily removed. We have all seen it. The phone number bit, it's just stupid. Like, think about it for a second. Why would someone put a phone number on the underside of your e-collar? Are you really expecting the person that finds your dog to remove its e-collar and check the inner side of it for a phone number? Of course not. Although I do realize it's his only remotely reasonable way to explain this. But when you think about it, it just doesn't hold any water. It sounds like he's just trying to please both sides and get him off his back, but that clearly just isn't gonna happen. But the statements he made after this just shows exactly what Denims and all of Hassan's orbiters are doing in this situation.
And what I noticed is when Hassan fans were mad at me, they co-opted the same exact language that the group of people who they hate, right? Maybe like some right-wing grifters, whatever, slop tubers, whatever, use. They use the same, like bar for bar. They used the zombie comment. And so I realized then that like, oh wow, it's actually just basically online bullying to try to get me to join like either the side of defending or the side of attacking. Like this is really just a like concerted effort to make me feel like shit and then push me one way or the other.
He is actually just correct in saying this. Because if he never said anything about the shock collar, Denims would have never said anything about Ludwig. And neither would all of Hassan's orbiters on Twitter. In fact, those orbiters on Twitter were defending him from all those collar memes he was being hit with. All the way up until the moment he showed doubt in Hassan's story. Then they all shifted their tune. Then they were all posting like they knew he was a snake from the beginning. They went from glazing the man completely to saying it's totally fucked up that Ludwig said he wouldn't go to Hassan's funeral, even though that's not even really what he said.
The thing that Ludwig did where he just like went on social media and was like, I know that Kaya Gate is over, but I'm going to reopen it just to have the stupidest stance on the planet. Oh my God. Oh my God. So we got to talk about that. It's just, and then I saw that he said like, I wouldn't even go to this guy's funeral or some shit about Hassan. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? It's just so unnecessary. Ludwig is a really good way to talk about this issue, but it feels like a lot of the people who get into streaming and streaming content, it's like one of two things. I feel like just from my experience talking to people on the inside, either people who get into streaming are internet degen losers like me, and they stream because they love their computer and that's why they do it, which is like, I'm going to say it. I'll be brave. Based. Okay. And then the other 50% are like just total sociopaths that just think that they're better than everybody else. i.e. like the Ludwigs of the world, where it's like, dude, even if you had all those thoughts, you have to be a crazy person to share these thoughts out loud and say like you wouldn't even show up to this guy's funeral. Like that's that's an insane thing to say. That's so crazy to say. It's
Coming clean politically, I don't know if you guys know much about me. I share probably a decent amount of politics with Hassan. Not everything. I'm not a socialist. I like making money. I'm a fucking CEO here. But, you know, some other maybe more social issues, sure. I'm also not even friends with Hassan. Legitimately, I'm not. He's not someone that I invite to like my birthday or things like that. He's someone I've done streams with, and I think they were fun. He's a streamer friend is the group I call.
okay, so this is what this this is the part that I don't understand. It's not about not being friends with Hassan. That is fine. Like honestly, Hassan's probably hard to be friends with because he just streams so many fucking hours. Like when do you get a chance to fucking hang out with the guy? He's streaming from like 12 o'clock to 12 o'clock. So I understand that. I do. I be friends with whoever the fuck you want to be friends with. I don't care. Why would you share it online? Why? It's so weird. It's such a bizarre, like, you're just like shooting yourself in the foot for no fucking reason. There are people that I interact with online that I'm not friends with. I don't share that because it's weird to share.
But we're not boys. My boys are fucking Slime, Aiden, Nick, the people that I hang out with actually on a week-to-week basis. When I retire, I will never speak to 95% of the streamers I collab with again. Hassan is part of that group. That's a fact. This is just the reality of life. Okay? Connor, I'm an actual friend with. Connor, I would actually speak with after. But most streamers, I wouldn't. It's just true. They wouldn't go to my funeral. I wouldn't go to their funeral. We would never speak again. The same thing.
This is a crazy thing to say. This is so crazy. Why would you share that thought out loud? Why? Why would you share out loud? I wouldn't go to their funeral. They wouldn't go to mine. That's so insane.
Why is Denims acting like Ludwig is saying anything crazy here? It's just honesty. She's trying to sit here and act like he's maliciously saying he wouldn't go to Hassan's funeral like he hates him or something. When the guy was just making an obvious point about real friends versus people you acted like a buddy to while you were collaborating with them. This isn't even a shot at Hassan.
The funeral clip? Dude, the funeral clip is dumb. People are soft because I make the funeral. If you watch my stream, you know. I ask every streamer I've ever streamed with, would you go to my funeral? I make that comment all the damn time. It's a slime-ism. None of these ones are real ones. They're all fake as fuck. None of them are my... And here's the thing, bro. This is what I realized. Because at first I got heated. And then I was like, oh, none of these viewers are my viewers. None of these viewers are my viewers. Because they would understand what I meant. Obviously, I'm not saying, like, Hassan dies tomorrow, I'm not going to his funeral. That's not what I'm doing, bro. Okay? I'm quite emotional when it comes to death. What I meant is when I retire from streaming and we die, you know, hopefully deep into our 80s or whatever the average lifespan will be when we're older, we will not be in contact in that way to be attending each other's funerals.
Yeah, I gotta say, that seems like a pretty reasonable statement to me. But in Denim's eyes, since he isn't opening the throat for Hassan, that he must be doing something super malicious or something. In her eyes, it has to be because he hates Hassan. It's pretty clear these people are making a mountain out of a molehill because they want to make him seem like the worst person possible so they could just easily write off everything he has said that doesn't go with their narrative. Like, she is literally proving the exact point he was making earlier, that people are only using Ludwig as a weapon to attack or to defend Hassan. And if people are doing that, and Hassan is getting into controversy after controversy, I could just totally see why the guy would want to distance himself from him and his community. The juice just simply isn't worth the squeeze. Alright guys, I said my bit. I hope you guys liked the video, and if you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And if you want to see more content like this, YouTube thinks you're gonna like this video right here.